Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, June 15th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. First up, there's still some chatter around this Google update that happened over the last weekend. It's been continuing even through today. It's not massive. You can see by the comments, there's only about 50 comments. Usually with some bigger updates, there could be like 200, 300 comments. But there's still some chatter going on throughout even now. So maybe it's still ongoing. Maybe Google released another one. So definitely take a look at that. See if your site was impacted at all because there may have been something going on. At XMX Advanced this year, Google and Bing announced some new features. One is the AMP viewer. So if you're going in Bing Mobile and you click on an AMP Power page, Bing will actually show you an AMP page starting this summer. This was announced, and you can see a little picture of it. Let me just zoom in there. This is what the AMP viewer will look like when you go to the from the search results to a AMP Power page as well. Bing also, as we know, started supporting JSON-LD markup back in March, and we started seeing them in the search results not too long after. And now in the Bing Webmaster Tools markup validator, it does also support JSON-LD debugging, so that's good to know. And that was also announced at XMX. Google Search released some of their spam metrics, which they do every year. And what's interesting to me is that number decreased. The number of manual actions Google did over the past year has decreased from the previous year. The numbers are very interesting. So last year they sent about 9 million. Well, the year before they said they announced they sent 9 million over the past year. So I guess in 2016-17 they sent about 9 million manual actions. In the past year, 2017 through now, they sent about, 6 million? Yeah, 6 million manual actions, so 3 million less than the previous year. While the year before that, they sent about 4 million, so they went up from 4 to 9, now from 9 to 6. Anyway, I don't know if looking at the numbers a little bit weird or not. Google also said they detected and removed 80% of compromised hacked sites in the search results. Google did over 250 plus webmaster meetups and office hours around the world, reaching over 220,000 webmasters. Google sent out over 45 million notifications, just general notifications, not just manual actions. And Google took action about 90,000 user-reported spam reports. So it's pretty interesting to see those metrics. One of Google's lead ranking people, Paul Har, who's been with Google for close to 15 years now, I believe, over 16 years actually, has a very interesting thread of tweets that you should definitely take a look at around Google's search quality guidelines and penalties and the morals behind it and why Google does the things they do. It's too hard to sum up, but I definitely recommend you take a look at it. I posted on it on June 11th, so go to the Search Engine Roundtable and read through it. It's a long, goes on for a while, response from Paul Har, who is a really, really smart guy and been with Google Search for more than most people who have been at Google. Google Search Console is now showing you exactly how much traffic Google's serving up in their search results, both impressions, clicks, etc., specifically around WebLite. So WebLite was launched, I think, in 2015, so a few years ago, which allows Google to kind of transcode your heavier pages for those who have slow internet connections. So India, Africa, etc., those who have very poor internet connections in some of those locations may get a web page that, not your web page, a transcoded web page from Google that really breaks out and dumbed down some of the graphics and stuff so it makes the page load faster. It's called WebLite. It's been around for a while, and we cover the controversy around, hey, how could Google remove my ads and so forth for a while. But the cool thing now is in Google Search Console, as of this week, in the new version of the performance reports, you have this new WebLite results filter, and you can actually see exactly how many clicks in the past date range, so 3 months. We had 13,000 impressions from Google. Obviously, it's not, they just started tracking it here, with 81 clicks on those WebLite results. And based on my traffic, it's somewhere in the realm of about 2% of all my traffic, when India accounts for about, I think, close to 20%, or I think 12% of the Search Engine Roundtable traffic. Anyway, it's very interesting to see this because the first time Google's actually showing you, oh, these are the number of pages that are impacted by showing a transcoded, decoded version of your web page in this WebLite version. And now you're being shown that in Google Search Console, which is nice. Kudos to Google doing that. I don't even think if people even asked for it. I'm sure some have, but I didn't see anything like that. Google's John Mueller said the order of URLs in your Google sitemap file, XML sitemap file, does not matter at all. He clarified, your site should be full of awesome URLs, yada yada, but the order in the sitemap file doesn't matter at all. So don't worry about prioritizing any order of URLs in your Google search sitemap file. Google has finally updated the Google Search Console crawl stats for about 3 full weeks. The crawl stats were stuck on the 23rd of May, and now it's up to date as of, I believe this was updated around 8:30 a.m. Eastern on June 13th. So that's good to see. They fixed that bug. Google said spam links in forums or comments don't work really well, and they work actually very badly in Google search, so don't go ahead and worry about that. Google also said that they had to clarify some points around mobile first indexing, so they actually clarified 7 points. I'll go through them very quickly. These are stuff I've covered in the past many times, actually, some of these several times. One is that URLs, Google will show the mobile URL for mobile users, the desktop URL for desktop users, even after mobile first indexing, if it's a different URL. Obviously, responsive doesn't really apply. Crawl changes really won't happen. You might see somewhat of a temporary crawl spike, but typically the crawl changes won't happen in terms of the number of pages being crawled a day. It might just crawl more of your mobile site as opposed to your desktop site. Cache bug, there is a cache bug that we discussed a week or two ago where the cache is turning a 404 for sites that are actually on the mobile first index. Again, it's a bug. It's not affecting your rankings. The speed update has no relation to the mobile first indexing. It's not related. They're coincidental, but they're not related. Hidden tabbed accordion, hamburger menus, stuff like that is fine with the mobile first indexing. Again, we covered that numerous times. Desktop sites can and will be in the mobile first index. In fact, desktop sites, as we covered, are one of the first to move over to the mobile first index because of the parity in the content. Again, so being desktop only will not prevent you from being in the mobile first indexing. And there is no ranking boost. Yes, there is a mobile friendly ranking boost, and that's been there for a few years, but there is no ranking boost for being in the mobile first index because, again, they're completely separate. And number 8 bonus from Pedro, who's not from Google, who was from Google, is it's the same index. It's one index. It's one specific index. There is no new index. Just the way how Google crawls, that's different. Indexing is different, but not the index itself. Google said stars, surveys, ratings, et cetera, are not a ranking factor in organic natural search. They obviously in Google My Business, but not in organic search. Google said the cache control headers does not impact how Googlebot crawls your website. So if you are using cache control headers, they do not impact Googlebot in any way. Google said that hreflang attributes in sitemap files versus HTML code are treated equally, so it doesn't make a difference. They're both treated the same. Obviously, you don't want to have them conflict, so use one or the other, and if you are using both, then that's an issue. Hopefully, they're the same, and they're communicating the same information if you are using both. Local SEO agencies are specifically not happy with this new Google agency dashboard in the Google My Business. We reported last week that Google My Business launched an agency dashboard, and those who are using it are really, really not happy with it. It's very buggy, so I guess Google has to fix a lot of things there. Google updated their ad settings page so you can actually see and control how Google personalizes ads for you. You could turn off personalization completely, or you can say, well, Google, no, I don't like rugby. Why are you showing me rugby ads? And you could actually turn those off. For some reason, Google thinks a lot of weird things about me that are not true. I think it's because I do lots of weird searches because I'm constantly doing research about what people are having problems with in Google search. So it's very interesting. Again, that's the best type of masking your information is to fake a lot of things and pretend you're not who you are when you do searches, is because otherwise Google, Facebook and stuff could pretty much write a whole map about you. That's a whole other topic. Google AdWords announced new shopping features at XMX. One is highlighting physical locations, as you can see here. Local catalog features, a new local feed partnership program, and price benchmarks in AdWords reporting. So definitely take a look at that if you are in the AdWords local side of things. Google Local panel. This is, again, related to that announcement. We actually spotted the local panel showing in-store savings and see what's in store, and that is something that they announced a day or two after we reported it. Google Local in Google My Business, added a new attribute field for good for watching sports, because obviously the World Cup's up and they want to allow business owners to just tag and say, hey, this is a place that you can actually watch sports, like a sports bar or something where you can actually watch TV in the actual location. Google Ad Grants agency pilot is currently underway. So if you are a Google AdWords advertiser or agency that actually does a lot of grant work using the Google Ad Grant program, there's a pilot program underway for agencies that are actually specialized in that. So definitely take a look at that if you are interested. There's links to sign up and for more information. Google is now offering college search knowledge graph panels that tell you like the total cost of going to a specific college. All the factors you should look at when you're researching different schools. So the average cost after financial aid, the graduation rate, the admission rates, and there's tons of data here. Admissions cost, majors, outcomes, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty cool that Google's doing that. Google added a similar hotel carousel to the local panel. I haven't seen it myself, but if you are on a specific hotel and you're actually going through the local panel in the hotel search results, Google will actually may show you the similar hotels, which actually show you similar hotels to this one, and get you to go from one hotel to the next. YouTube is doing some spam targeting around the likes and dislikes button. They said they noticed an increase in the number of paid third-party services for improving or increasing the likes on specific videos, and because of that, Google has released a algorithm or something that actually targets YouTube videos, YouTubers who are actually paying for likes. It's obviously against the YouTube terms of service, and they actually went ahead and built something starting yesterday that actually will probably filter out those types of likes. And next, we have a huge surprise from a legend of the SEO industry, from the search industry, Matt Cutts. Obviously, everybody knows who he is. He stopped by XMX. He was running a marathon in Seattle. At XMX events, he stopped by for like 20 minutes to say hello. Here he is walking on stage. Everybody's cheering for him. The Search Engine Land team gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award, which you can see is really, really meaningful to him, and glad we were able to do that. Here's, I think, my only photo with Matt Cutts. I've known him since 2002. A lot of time together, but I don't think we ever took a photo together. In any event, this gives me an opportunity to go ahead and say, hey, go to mattcutts.org, submit a story that how Matt Cutts has helped you, not just SEOs, Googlers. If you're watching a video, tell your friends to submit stories, etc. And there's lots of cool videos and photos of that happening. So definitely take a look at that. It was really, really great to see Matt Cutts and see him in his element again. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. Again, my name is Barry Schwartz. Today is Friday, June 15th. Everyone have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Bye.